Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Saviors category Super Battle Road stage and essentially how players can beat this stage using no items. Now the Saviors Super Battle Road stage, honestly speaking, is, maybe not the stage. I think the stage is fine, it's the category. The Saviors category is just really not great. It's really all over the place. It's got very minimal consistency in terms of like units and functionality, and I think for me, like, the lack of leads is also obviously a huge problem. I understand, of course, that not every category can have like 8 leads or anything like that, but how we can have some categories where we have 4 or 5 lead options and one category that hasn't received a new lead option in over 3 years is just really ridiculous. Like, I find it to be really crazy, like, as a concept. But anyway, basically we are using here a Saviors category team operating under the Tech Ultimate Gohan, double Tech Ultimate Gohan, so also going to be acting as our first slot tanks for the team. Pretty important unit. Saviors does not have a lot of super tanky units, at least in terms of first slot units, so I think running double Gohan is probably the best bet, even though ideally I find it far more accessible for you to probably try to run something like Android Cell Saga or something, just because of how like ingratiating this team and its builds are. So definitely something I think that you have to factor in. But Tech Mr. Gohan as first slot tanks, which is really solid. We then have a couple floating supports that we're using as well, depending on their functionality. So we have AGL Paikuhan, obviously a great unit. Active skill can come in clutch. He himself, if you get a rainbow orb, can seal and debuff the opposition. And just a nice unit to have around, also able to buff the rest of the rotation, which is really good. We have the Tech Yajirobe. Similar thing, so Tech Yajirobe, very cool unit. He gives an additional 20% attack and defense for 3 turns, so he basically buffs all the rotations when he is in the 3rd slot, which is really good, and something that's also fantastic as well. So he looks really solid in terms of that. He can evade attacks as well, survive KO attacks, and he also has the ability to seal as well. So Yajirobe coming in with a lot of utility if need be. We also have his active condition, which you can only really use from the 5th turn, but it could be something that comes in clutch at some point. And then we have the Strength Gohan. Well, actually, let's just finish the floaters. We have the Int Goku Kid, a great unit. Honestly, not a unit that I feel needs to be a floater, but just a really solid unit. His active skills really clutch, his stunning is really clutch, his damage is also probably one of the better damage dealers on the team, just honestly speaking, and you probably could run him as a better 2nd slot option than Trunks if you can manage the key load that it will give him and Tech Gohan. Really, honestly, a great unit, and his active skill comes in clutch so much. That high volume damage, the ability to eliminate basically one member of the opposing team, and then being able to stun as well in case he doesn't end up eliminating them, is something that's very good. And so I think that's exceptional. And then our 2 units that will kind of be meshing with the Tech Mr. Gohan. So we have the Strength Ultimate Gohan, and we have the AGL Trunks. Now, Strength Ultimate Gohan, obviously, got a good EZA, nice support unit as well. So definitely able to really aid Mr. Gohan and kind of push him and give him that little bit of extra stats that he needs to be a super solid unit. So I think that's something that's incredibly good. And then we have AGL Trunks team, who is very much so a high volume thank you, damage dealer. So a nice high volume damage dealer. I think ultimately that can help out the team a lot, and unit that I think is very solid defensively after super. He's not going to be insane, like especially if you don't get key, but he should be really solid. Other notable mentions that aren't here but that you could use: physical LR Trunks. We have the strength Namek Goku. All of them, they're really solid, great units that you could use to really push and facilitate and make the team work, which I think is great. So yeah, that's definitely something. Also Tech Trunks, Tech Trunks, but this is now the Androids Cell Saga Trunks. So this is the Master Evolution, the Super Trunks, also a great unit. But because you rely on him having a Android Cell Saga team, or at least quite a few units from that section to make him function, I'm just not really a fan of bringing him specifically in this lineup and situation. But obviously he could definitely be used depending on how you feel and what your team looks like and what your box looks like, and all of those things. But yeah, really good. Obviously LR Int, Super Saiyan Goku, physical LR Trunks, all of these units are solid and useful, and you can incorporate them into your teams really well. Int Gotenks is also quite cool. I hope his EZA eventually will also help out this category. He's great, he's got stunning, he's good in short form content. Once he gets that transformation, he's great. So you could definitely also just float him, throw another stun into the mix, especially if you're not happy with AGL Paikuhan or Tech Yajirobe. So there's at least those options. But yeah, Saviors, bit of an all over the place category. Honestly speaking, a bit up and down, not really on the same page, I feel, when it comes to like performance. Definitely needs more leads, definitely just needs more in general. And I think if I look at Saviors as a team and just as a category, I think it's way off where it needs to be. I think Dokkan really needs to consider giving some substantial buffs here, or at least a second lead. Like how your only second lead can be a general banner LR, a yellow coin LR, is a bit crazy to me, all things considered. But it is what it is. You can't really say too much, I guess, because obviously, there's not much they're gonna do right now. But I definitely feel like Saviors needs the boost, it needs the change up, it needs a new lead. It just needs help, basically. And once it gets that help, I think then it will be a better team and just a much easier time building that team. But that's gonna be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care, stay safe, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care and bye.